Go back and forth for a quick minute or two.
No problem.
Short and sweet. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
We're not rolling yet, are we?
Okay.
Yeah. We are? All right. So whenever we're ready.
Always be rolling.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to roll?
Sure.
Okay. Jesse Christensen here at the 29th Annual Film Festival in Boston. I'm here with Jesse.
Peyronel.
Let's start over. I forgot how to say it.
Peyronel.
Peyronel.
Peyronel. Yep, that's perfect.
Okay. Jesse Christensen here at the 29th Annual Film Festival in Boston, here with Jesse Peyronel, director of Siren, also writer of Siren. How are you this evening?
I'm well, thank you. Yeah, excited to be here.
Yes, and we just saw the screening of it. That was a huge turnout. Everybody loved it, laughing at the funny parts, scared at the suspenseful parts.
Brilliant.
It was a wonderful film. I really enjoyed
Well,
it.
thank you so much. Yeah.
Is this the first film festival that the film has been entered in?
It's the second one. I flew in from the Austin Film Festival. We premiered last night, literally. So I got on a plane after 1.5 hours of sleep and came out here to close the Boston Film Festival. Really excited to be here.
Excellent. Well, we're excited to have you. One question I have for you is at what point did you come up with the idea to write this film?
Sure.
And was it something that just popped up in your head, or were there a series of events that happened that made you decide this could be a story, and it just sort of built from there?
Yeah. No, I tried to make a movie. I was trying to make a movie as my first feature that was based on a book by the author of Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
Who I had the rights to for 3 years.
What's his name again?
Chuck Palahniuk.
Okay.
So, who's now a friend, and it was a really great experience. But it was supposed to be my first film, but we were trying to make it for about $5 or $6 million. You know,
Yep.
For a first-time filmmaker, it's hard to raise that much money. You know, and we had some great A-list level attached at different times. But it was still always waiting for that extra element. It was about 6 years of back and forth. So I decided I wanted to make something that was more contained and more doable to some degree. And I wrote the first draft of Siren maybe about 4 years ago. But then I was lucky enough to sell a pilot to NBC and just kind of went off into TV world for a while.
Excellent.
And then 2.5 years ago.
So you were working on more than one project at a time?
Yeah, you kind of have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's so hard to do anything in this business that you kind of. And also, I love television as much as I love film. It's just different, different muscles, different things that you're flexing. And about 2.5 years ago, 3 of my friends came back from Sundance with movies they made for like $180, $250, $300,000. Movies like Another Earth, The Sound of My Voice, and Like Crazy. And they all had great success, and they were good movies, and they were done well. It's like, oh, I need to get my act together and just do this. Because even though I love writing television, I write on a show called Dracula that's on NBC right now. And I love it, but I love directing, and I really want to do that. So you kind of have to make your own path. And so 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, I just went to like 5 or 6 producers that I knew, I had relationships with, and I said, look, I'm making this movie this year. I need X amount of dollars. You know, you going to help me or not? And after a week, one of the producers came out and says, yeah, I have the money. So it still sounds easy, but I still had to go through like 6 months of development with that one producer, because they were writing their own check. And we were really excited about doing it, you know. And as far as where the idea came from, it really was inspired by, like, you know, I grew up with shows like Twilight Zone and comic books, a lot of X-Men and things like that, and mythology. I was just always a fan of things like the Iliad and the Odyssey and Greek myth, and just I love the idea of applying that kind of thing, but to a more grounded, more intimate story. It also happened to be something I can make for a budget. You know? So most of it takes place in one location, a beautiful outdoors location, a lot of it, but
Absolutely.
still, you know, had the production value. I hope it didn't feel. I don't think it felt cheap. It just
not at all.
You know,
not at all.
But you're not having huge battle scenes. You're not having
In fact, I was a little bit surprised to hear you say that it was a small budget during the Q&A.
Great, yeah, and you know, the actor said how much, and we don't usually like to talk about how much.
Of course, yeah.
And it's a bit more than what he said, but it's still, you know, it really was a testament to the crew and to the people I work with to be able to actually put that on the screen. And the fact that this day and age, we shot on the Alexa, you know, the RE Alexa, which is a camera that really allows you to do amazing things for a low budget.
So it was all digital.
Yeah.
We're getting a little light dim.
Things got intimate there for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of where the idea came from.
Okay. All right, we'll splice it
Sure,
up so
no
that
problem.
won't be awkward.
Yeah.
All right, I was going to ask you one more question. How many drafts were there of the film?
I mean, God knows, really. I mean, I'd say there's probably about 3 or 4 major drafts. but there's just adjustments. Even on the set, we'd be like, because I wrote it as well, being out there, and the location would change or fall through, or weather, would impact us. So you'd make adjustments, or things weren't playing as well as you thought they would, or they were playing better on screen.
Absolutely.
So you make adjustments to that. I mean, there's things that got cut with, like animals, both alive and dead, that we kind of just eliminated from the film because we just didn't need them, or because they didn't come out the way we thought. So you learn from that stuff, and that's one of the good things about dealing with a less amount of producers and just a tighter group, is that you can make the adjustments on the fly and make it and hopefully make a good story.
That's why I love these interviews, because I get to talk with the director and the writer of these films. Such a great time.
Thank you.
Such a great screening.
I appreciate it.
Great success. Good luck with the rest of your career.
Thank you. So nice to meet you. Thank you.
It's an honor.
All right,
I really appreciate it.
That's very kind.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.